10 years, everybody. 10 years. What do you think? Amber Guyger, the former Dallas police officer, who was, of course, charged and convicted of the murder of Botham Jean. This is the guy who lived in the same apartment building as her. She comes home. She's tired from overtime. She's tired from sexting with this guy that she had been talking back and forth with. She wanders into this wrong apartment and shoots and kills this guy on his couch eating ice cream. Now, she thought somebody was breaking into her apartment. He thought somebody was breaking into his apartment, and he was right in this case. She opened fire, shot and killed him, and she's just been sentenced to 10 years for this murder. So, first of all, I want to know what you think. 10 years, too little? Too much? Right there in the sweet spot? I don't think it's too bad. I think she made an epic mistake that ended up with somebody losing their life. And when you make a mistake that bad, you do have to pay the price. I think it would have been far too much if she would have lost the rest of her life as a result of this, even though she did cause the death of another in this godforsaken situation that everybody found themselves in. But what do you think? And then I want to show you this video because this is an interesting dynamic here. So, some details before we get to the video. Amber Guyger sentenced to 10 years for the murder of Botham Jean. A white former Dallas police officer was sentenced on Wednesday to 10 years in prison for fatally shooting her unarmed black neighbor in his apartment. Now, the New York Times and everybody else injecting white and black into this to sexy up the story a little bit. I don't believe that either one had any clue what race the other one was, nor did that really factor in here. There's no evidence to suggest that. The former officer, Amber Guyger, was off duty when she came home from work last year and shot her neighbor in a case that was one of the latest and also one of the most unusual in a series of confrontations between police officers and unarmed black men. They could have gone between 5 years and 99 years. 99 years. I think that they said the jury deliberated for an hour and a half before deciding on a sentence well short of that 99 years, but also longer than the 2 years. So they're saying they could have gone from 2 years on, but whatever. They ended up on 10 years was the sentence in this case. And then something weird happened that I do want to note here. This is the judge, okay? This is the judge in the Amber Guyger case. And the judge steps off the bench after this sentencing and makes her way over to Amber Guyger, at which point she gives her a Bible and tells her to read John 3:16 and then hugs her. And it's not the first time. I guess the son of this guy or somebody else related to Botham Jean had hugged her earlier. But here's the judge right here going over to Amber Guyger. Listen to this. She said I had 3 or 4 more at home. This one's for you. She points out the Bible verse, John 3:16. This is where you start. For God so loved the world, on and on. And then Amber Guyger did step up for the hug first, but the judge hugs her and steps away from the bench to do this, which I don't know if it's sweet and humanity on display or just weird as shit that we ended this case this way. But I'd love to know your thoughts on this whole thing now that we have the sentence in. 10 years in prison for Amber Guyger. Is it too light? Is it too heavy? And should the judge have gone over and made this approach to Amber Guyger and gave her the Bible and hugged her? What are your thoughts on all of this? Let me know.